Lisa Muswagon is a member of the Pimicikamak Cree Nation, also known as Cross Lake in northern Manitoba. She picked up the hand drum to pass on the legacy of storytelling. She's on the path of breaking cycles and is learning Cree to teach it to the next generation. Isabel Scribe is a member of the Pimicikamak Cree Nation. Isabel provides culturally responsive counseling, therapy, Indigenous ceremonies, and empowerment through storytelling, workshops, and sharing circles.
Danse Lisa Muswagon Nitasniga Sun Pimicikamak Nina Oche Esquel Squaw Homanina. Hello, my name is Lisa Muswagon. I'm from the Pimicikamak Cree Nation and I'm a Cree woman from Northern Manitoba. And I am here with my mother, Isabel Scribe, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Danse Nina Tisniga Sun Isabel Scribe, Pimicikamak Cree Nation Ochinina, Aga Iniskonina, Baskek Tisniga. My grandpa would say, Baskeg, you're a Baskeg.
Yeah, meaning swampy Cree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, good day to you all.
And how's everybody doing out there? I'm so glad you found some time to join us and to come learn some Cree with us. It's been very exciting lately. We hope you had a chance to tune into the last episodes because this episode we want to talk a little bit more about ribbon skirts. It's been something we've been seeing a lot lately. Our Indigenous young people and Indigenous designers are reclaiming their gifts and their talents, and they're making ribbon skirts, ribbon pants, ribbon shirts, almost ribbon everything. And we're living in a very exciting time right now, but we also wanted to share some of the traditions and teachings that we know, that we're sharing, that we learned. So other people out there might have their own different interpretations and understanding depending what tribe they come from. But me and my mother wanted to share what was shared with us. So we wanted to bring that to you today and talk about ribbon skirts in a traditional setting and contemporary. So I'll let my mother go ahead and talk about the traditional skirt wearing.
Okay, today we're going to talk about ribbon skirts. It's part of us to wear skirts in ceremonial ways or events that are very important to all of us. Most of the time we wear normal clothes at home, but these special times we take out our regalias. I call it a regalia because this is part of me, you know, because it represents our colors. It represents the spirit of you, and it carries you and call upon the powers to be to help you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very thankful to share some of the knowledge in this way, because skirts are very sacred, not just in those events, but in a ceremonial way, Sundance way of life. Everybody has their own way of doing things, their style, and the moccasins as well come with it. And it's very sacred. Sacred of the sacred, I call it.
Well, because at the time when you're as Indigenous people, we all carry a spirit name. Everybody has a spirit, but in our culture, when we're out to seek our spirit name, we are given colors as well. And so sometimes the ribbon skirt will represent the colors of their spirit of that person, right? So that's the traditional sense of it. Like if we're going to ceremony, I would wear my colors that comes with the spirit name that was given to me. in ceremony when I was young. And there are a lot of people that are learning to claim their spirit names again, their Indian names, so to speak, their Indigenous names. So like we each have a spirit and it has a name. So that's how important like these skirts and regalia mean to us, because it's attached to our spirit. Yeah, so that's part of the traditional sense. Now, Mom, how do we say skirt in Cree?
Miskutakan.
Miskutagan. So miskutagan, miskutagan.
Miskutakan.
Again, let's try it.
Miskutakan.
That's how we say skirt.
Miskutakan.
Yeah, that's how we say skirt
Ribbon.
in Cree. That's how you say ribbon skirt?
No. Sinipan is ribbon.
Okay, so sinapan would be ribbon.
Or ribbons.
And then
Sinipan,
so,
yeah.
how do we say a ribbon skirt in Cree?
Sinipan miskutakan. Sinipan miskutakan. Ribbon skirt. Yeah.
Sigatan,
No.
miskatan.
Sinipan.
Sinapan,
Sinipan. Ribbon.
Sinapan, mistig.
Sinipan miskutakan.
Miskutagan.
Miskutakan. Yeah.
Sinapan, miskutagan. That's how you say
Yes,
ribbon
exactly.
skirt. Sorry, I had to correct ourselves a little bit there.
So,
It's funny. So yeah, so that's the importance of a ribbon skirt, right? And so there can be many other issues that come with it, but right now we just want to share the basics and the basic understanding, and yeah, if any challenges come, we'll take it up on another episode. No, just kidding. Okay,
and then,
let's
okay,
cut that out.
one of the things I must warn you, like the young girls out there, whoever comes to our ceremonies, you know, like our events, you know, and they say, wear a skirt. You gotta wear a skirt, because the elders, they're gonna watch you, you know. Elders, because there are always elders around, and they say, she's not a lady if she's not gonna wear a dress, you know, like that, you know, so it's respect. you know.
Yeah. So that's in her time, but
Honor
in
and
my
respect,
time,
yeah.
in my time growing up as a contemporary hand drum singer, I would go in just my normal day clothes, or dress up really nice in my day clothes, and I would go and I would have elders come up to me and say, "Where's your skirt? Why are you not wearing your ribbon skirt?" And for me, it bothered me a little bit because of my generation and time, right? So that's why I mean, people sometimes have these conflicts, and now we have a newer generation who have other thoughts and ideas. So there's always that, you know, with the skirts, which actually brings me to the contemporary style of skirts. Like, I don't think dresses or skirts hit the households until well, they were always in the household. That was to be modest and whatever, it was wearing a skirt or a dress, right? That was ladylike, that was prim, that was proper. But like as time started going on, I think it was in the 30s or 40s, that's when the skirts started going out publicly, and men didn't like that. When women were wearing skirts, like we all know what the baseball show, when they all were coming to wear skirts, people had a problem with that because their uniforms were in skirts. So kind of like that scenario, hey? Like, it seems like there's always the controversy around the skirt because of modern times, and then now with the time now, right? So like there's other topics like skirt shaming and blah, but that's a whole nother area of talking that we don't want to get into. So today we're just sticking to the basics, because I know some young people might question that. And so we're sticking to the roots of the skirt and the ribbon skirt.
So, in other words, this is very important. This dress is so important to our elders. You have to be a woman. You got to be a woman. Dress like a woman. Be a woman to your children. Be like a woman. You know. Show your you know, your life giver. You know. So, the dress is the symbol of, you know, all that. And the elders, they're very persistent on having a dress on all the time, but nobody wants to. But in the special occasions, we do that. You know, we have special dresses that we keep.
Well, even in powwow dancing too, they're all wearing like dresses or skirts, right? And so on, I guess another traditional aspect on the dress or the skirt would be like the jingle dress dance, right? And in powwow, we see, if you're at a powwow and you see the dress with the cones, that's actually a healing dance. And the women would wear 250 cones, or they'd have a number of how many cones they want to wear on their dress, because the story is that there was sickness in a family, and so a jingle dress was made, and they began dancing in that dress, and so they became healed in that way. So that's how the jingle dress dance came about to be in powwow, right? And so that's part of the healing ceremony and whatnot. So skirts are very important in our traditional ceremonies, although we get challenged by recent, like the newer generations, but still, like my mother said, it is a form of respect for the elders, for the old people, because like even when you look at traditional pictures of people in our culture, they have buckskin dresses, right? And so, yeah, that's the skirt.
If you go to a Sundance ceremony, you're going for a healing ceremony. You're going to dance for somebody that has cancer, right? So it's very sacred that you get your colors from the elders, the medicine people, through the spiritual ways. So what we do is we go give tobacco. Okay, I want to dance for my sister. She's this. And then we do a ceremony, and the spirits would say, these are the colors you need, and the color of the dress. So I go in and dance for 4 days, no food, no water. You know?
Yeah, so that would be a traditional.
Very important, yeah, sacred of the.
Yeah, so in ceremony, I guess the numbers, what your dress looks like in ceremonies would be what was given to you or what you were told to wear by the elders in ceremony, with the ceremony they had for you to prepare for that dance. That's what the dress would represent.
And then most of the time I see 4 different colors. The 4 nation colors that we hang at the Sundance Way of Life. It's the red, white, black, and yellow.
Yeah.
The 4 colors. So that the yellow color represents the sun, you know. The white represents, the morning, yeah, that's the sunrise. The east, right? And then the white represents the south. And the black represents the west, and the other color, red, represents the north. So sometimes people use those colors. You know?
Yeah, to represent all nations.
And then there's another healing colors too. It all depends on the ceremony. Like doctoring ceremony, you don't use black, you use blue, you know, red, white, and blue.
So there's always protocol,
there's
I
protocol,
guess, depending on the circumstances. And then usually you'll be given your colors and how it should look through a traditional ceremony. Now getting into more contemporary, like sometimes people just have the gift to sew. They have the talent. They have the gift to envision what something should look like, right? And so now we have a whole, we have Indigenous designers that are growing out there very quickly. And I've had opportunities to work in the fashion area and working with some designers. Even them too, they have their own protocol and ceremony of what their clothing should look like, right? They have their own envisions. They do their own thing to have that connection, to build the vision for what they want their clothes to look like, right? And so that's where they would start developing their fashion. So some might have 10 ribbons, 20 ribbons, different kinds of ribbons, right? It's all depending on the gift of that person, right? And what they envision for that to look like. Yeah, so our young people, again, we're reclaiming our traditions and culture, and so that's why lately you've been seeing a lot of ribbon skirts, beaded earrings, beaded hats, beaded moccasins, you know, and now we're having them as, you know, like fashion accessories, but more like saying who you are, yeah, at the same time through this, right? And also with powwow regalia, whatever their beaded wears, like even powwow regalia, someone might have a vision to dance, or they might go do their ceremony for dancing powwow, and they actually will get a vision of what their regalia should look like, and that's what they're doing, dancing at like powwow and that sacred circle. Yeah. So it's healing, it's ceremony. There's traditions in it, and there's contemporary, I guess, ways through their own gifts. Yeah.
Well, in them days, we never had things like this, right? So in those days, we used to use birch bark for tobacco offering, you know, the colors, birch bark red, you know, stuff like that, colors. So that was our offering to God, you know. And then the hide, of course, came from the animals, you know. It's a very sacred moment. It's nothing to, it's what we had, you know. That's all we had, you know, those days. But nowadays, they can just do whatever.
Yeah, people make whatever now.
Yeah. So, but us as older people, we know the protocols and all that.
I remember even one time hearing from another lady in the community that like the drum represented like the woman's skirt, so that's why you could never tip your drum upside down, because you always had to have it, you know, respectfully and proper, and so, you know, like not to leave your drum laying around. And so there's also stories and attachments that come to the skirt. Yeah, so it's not just the skirt.
It's not just a skirt. It's related to the teepee teachings. Okay, this is when you look at a teepee standing up, well set up, wow, it looks like a woman's skirt, you know?
Yeah.
So that teaching in there with a woman's skirt, there's family, life. Mother's a life giver, right? She has kids, so she wraps around her kids like this, you know? So that's family,
So
love,
the
compassion, yeah.
The teepee represents that in that circle, so it's like a skirt hugging everybody in there. Yeah. Well, the ceremony's going on, and then your feet are planted to the ground through your moccasins, and so, yeah, it's not just a skirt. There's a lot. So how do we say moccasins in Cree?
Moccasins, are you? Gimaskisna. Gimaskisna. Oh, hey. You caught me on that one. I gotta think about it.
But so, like I said before, there were no like clothing started coming with the residential school, right? So you wouldn't have a word for shoe, right? So they would use the root word and add to it. So like muskisna would be like your shoe, right? Or your hat.
Kitastutin.
Gitastutin would be like hat. Gitastutin, hat. And then how would you say shirt in Cree? I don't know, I used to hear these words a lot. I can hear it in my head, but I gotta
It's
bring
right
it
there,
up.
but
Yeah.
it just can't come out.
Yeah, but other than that, back to the skirt. How do we say skirt again?
Kiskutagay.
Gaskutag.
Kiskutagay.
Gis,
Kiskutagay.
Giskutagan.
Kiskutagan, yeah. You can say that too. But in the Cree language where I'm from, Kiskutagay nanima. Kiskutagay. Yeah.
Giskutagay nanama.
Okay.
Yeah, so just to debrief on all that we talked about today, we wanted to talk about the ribbon skirts, how important it is to our culture, to our traditions. We mentioned the colors and how important that is to our culture and traditions, as well as powwow, right? We see people dancing in their regalia and their colors. It could be their spirit colors. So depending on the circumstances, if it's ceremony or a social gathering, right? We bring out our traditional regalia and traditional gathering and our contemporary regalia in social gatherings, like a ribbon skirt today, like we are today. Like today is an event, and it's a special event because we have an opportunity to share our culture and teachings and language with you. So we're wearing our ribbon skirts. And it's been really fun. I hope that you were able to gain some knowledge from us. And we are just grateful to be here, and thank you for joining us again. Do you have anything you want to add?
Okay, I just want to say thank you to all the people that are in here supporting this language program. And I hope it helps you understand us as Indigenous people, so we can share, because we live in this turtle island that we have to share and understand each other through language, of course, through spirituality. Ay kusane nanas kumun kakike kitom kawap mitnan. Ay kusane, there's no goodbye in
Cree. So you
So
have
say,
greetings.
We'll see you later.
Kitom
Yes.
kawap matin means
Yes.
we'll see you again.
Yeah.
Egusane.
Kusane. Kusane, kusane.